Okay, welcome to lesson 4. It's about river rejuvenation and river reversal. We begin with river rejuvenation. This is when a river regains its power to erode. The river regains its erosive power. As we saw the activities performed by the river is supposed to erode in its upper stage. But in some other cases, you find a river misbehaving and eroding in the mature stage and in the lower stage. So when it regains its power again to erode in a wrong stage, we shall say river rejuvenation has occurred. We have different types of river rejuvenation, and these types will depend on causes for each. For example, we have dynamic rejuvenation. This is river rejuvenation caused by warping. Warping involves both upwarping and downwarping. So take an example. If the river was formerly flowing on a flat surface and later that flat surface is affected by downwarping, the river will be forced to join a downwarped region, and as it joins a downwarped region, it flows on a steep gradient and regains its power to erode because the gradient has changed. 2, we have eostatic rejuvenation. This rejuvenation is caused by changes in the sea level. We covered this under coastal geomorphology, where we have sea level rise and sea level fall. But this one applies especially to sea level fall. In case the river was joining the sea at sea level 2, and then the sea level changes or reduces to sea level 1, the river will be forced to flowing on a steep gradient in order to join the sea at current sea level 1. And formerly it was joining the sea on its surface when it was on sea level 2. But because the sea level went back to sea level 1, the river will be forced to flow on a steep gradient. The speed will increase, the energy will increase, and rejuvenation will occur. 3, we have static rejuvenation. This is caused by a decrease in river load or an increase in river volume. If the river load decreases, it means the energy of the river increases because it is not carrying a heavy load. So its energy to erode will also increase. Likewise, if the volume of the river increases because it has captured maybe some weak rivers, its power and energy to erode will increase because the water has force. We can look at causes of river rejuvenation. These causes are indirectly related to types because, as we said, types depend on causes. So here I think some of them have been explained above, like fall in sea level. This number 1 is already explained. Like earth movements, we talked about downwarping and upwarping. If you look at number 2, this one, river capture, it is also related to increase in the volume of water in the river. If a river captures other rivers, it means its volume, the volume of a pirate river will increase. And as the volume increases, it goes together hand in hand with the increase in the power energy of the river erode. We have change in rock resistance. This is about hardness and softness of the rock. So for river rejuvenation to occur, a river must be flowing on a rock with two characteristics. One part of the rock is hard and another part of the rock is soft. So a river which was formerly flowing on a hard rock will have higher chances of regaining its power to erode when it joins a soft rock, because it will enjoy the softness of that rock and finally erodes it, which it would not have done if the same rock was hard. Change in river gradient. The angle of the slope at which the river flows can determine its rejuvenation. For example, when the river is flowing on a steep gradient or on a flat gradient, and finally other factors dictate and it begins flowing on a steep gradient, it will still erode regardless of the stage where it has reached. Then increase in rainfall. Definitely, the more the rainfall, the more the water that joins the river. And the more the water that joins the river, the bigger the volume. The bigger the volume, the more the power to erode. As simple as that. River reversal. This is our last slide. River reversal. This is a change in the direction of the river. Rivers change their directions because of different causes. A river which was formerly flowing to east can easily change and flow to north or to west or to south, depending on a number of factors. And here in Rwanda, we believe formerly, before the formation of volcanoes in the western and the northern provinces of Rwanda, research tells us that rivers like Akagera used to flow up to Congo. Their direction was towards Congo. But later, after the formation of these highlands, volcanoes, the Congo crest, all these rivers began flowing eastwards. That's why we have most of the rivers in Rwanda today flowing eastwards. So we believe they reverse their directions. So what could be the geographical causes of river reversal? We have relief or the nature of the land. This brings us to the principle that rivers flow from highlands to lowlands. In case a river meets a barrier, which is a hill or a highland, the river will reverse its direction, looking for lowlands, depressions, basins, and valleys. In science, we say water finds its own level. Nature of the rock. Nature of the rock. Definitely, a river will enjoy eroding and digging a soft rock, and therefore it keeps on following the direction of the soft rock than a hard rock which is resistant to erosion. Then we have river capture. If a powerful river is flowing eastwards and it captures a weak river which used to flow northeast or southwest, definitely it will force a weak river to follow the direction of the main river. The main river will force a weak river to join its direction because it is a captive. Then we have earth movements, for example, folding And faulting, we have rivers which we call fault-guided rivers. They follow following the fault valleys. Therefore, faulting dictates where the river should flow. Before the formation of a fault valley, a river might be flowing to south or to north. But if a fault valley is formed and a fault valley is not guiding the river to its former direction, therefore this river is supposed to behave and following the direction of the fault valley. Man's activities. Man can also change the direction of a river, maybe by building dams across rivers or by constructing artificial canals. So through construction of dams across rivers, through building of canals or construction of canals to divert the water of a river, river directions can also change. Thank you.